Hi folks, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Crazy times. I hope everyone's staying safe and away from people. That's kind of my life motto. Normally, coronavirus or not, stay safe, stay away from people, because you never know. You never know. I'm kidding. I'm a bit of a hermit, but not that bad. I'm a bit of a hermit. All right, we're throwing bottles today. I just threw a smaller one. That went okay. The video cut out halfway through. So we're gonna do another one here. This one's gonna be a little bit bigger. I'm not sure how much clay this is. Maybe 4 pounds. We'll see how quick I can keep this. I hope everyone's found some kind of artistic and active outlet to this shelter-in-place lockdown. Kind of crazy. You know, if you don't have clay, you could always dig up some dirt, bring that home, and shape it. You could take a jar of peanut butter and pretend that it's clay. Put it onto your record player, use that as your wheel. You could, what else is clay like? You could take some cream cheese, if the stores aren't sold out of it, make stuff out of that, and then eat it, even more fun. I'm just kidding, don't listen to me. I don't have good ideas. You could just wait it out and come into Clay Room when this is all said and done and throw bottles with me. That might be the best solution. But for now, you've got these great videos that we're making. If you were fortunate enough to bring a wheel home, or you have a wheel at home, you can throw with me. All right, so really the techniques here are all very similar to what you would normally do to get a pot going. I'm gonna try to make a slightly taller bottle. So start with a little bit more of a vertical centered piece here. See how this goes. All right, so I've attached, I've centered. I'm gonna make my opening. I do like to reuse my slip for throwing as much as possible, because I definitely use too much water as I throw. I see some people hardly use any water at all. I just don't understand it. I just have a hard time with that. All right, we might be in a good spot here. That looks good. All right, now I'm gonna open it up. So I'm gonna start with a cylinder. Again, so far everything's quite similar to throwing a regular piece. As I'm beginning to pull, I'll eventually leave more clay up at the top because I'm gonna have to cone in the piece. But for right now, I wanna sort of keep the overall diameter of this since I want a taller bottle. And because I want to keep my piece vertical, I'm gonna, once in a while as I'm pulling, cone in the top. I could also slow my wheel down a little bit here. There we go. I will say, if you feel like you're getting stir crazy inside, make sure to make it a point to go outside every day. Take a walk, even if it's around the block, down the street. Even if you don't take a walk, you just stand outside your front or back door, get some fresh air. Please do that. You'll start losing your mind if you're inside for too long. Sitting in front of a screen. I love sitting in front of a screen, but I know I gotta take breaks. If you can, make it out to a park. Be in nature. Listen to the birds, listen to the bees. It'll go a long way for your sanity. so I generally have the shape that I want here. I'm just making a cylinder. I've left the rim pretty thick. I think the thickness that I want throughout is good. Like the bottom's good. I'll flatten that out in a minute. I can pull a little more from here. Alright, so I'm going to take a rib now and try to get some vertical walls, because I'm getting a little bit of spiraling, a little bit of bumpiness here. And I'll also, using the rib will also help me remove some slip. So I just took a sponge, removed any slip and water down at the bottom. Now I'm going to straighten out sides and remove slip. And what removing slip does is kind of help reinforce and strengthen my walls a bit. I'm going to be working the top a lot with the bottle, but here I'm just going to take care of the bottom. I'm not really pulling it all right now. I'm applying a little bit of pressure from the inside, but most of the action is just with the rib on the outside, removing slip, drying out the clay a bit here. Alright, so I'm happy with that. Now, I'm going to start coning in the top. So, a couple different techniques I use for this. The first one, my hands are like this, and I'm always using, this is just me personally, I'm always using my middle fingers and my thumbs. So the first technique is thumbs are crossed like this, and I'm applying pressure in 4 different spots. 2 on the pads of my middle fingers here, and then the other 2 sort of with the pads of my thumbs. So I'm almost cradling it a little bit more. The other hand position I use, same fingers, thumbs and middle fingers, and I'm just using the tips. So a lot less surface area. I'm doing kind of smaller touch-ups with that. So I'm going to apply a little bit of water because I'm going to keep working the top here where I left a little bit more clay. And I'm sure some people tell you I'm using too much water, but I'm trying to minimize how much I'm using. Again, using slip is going to be a better alternative to water. And I actually, in most cases, I prefer using slip. So these initial, collaring in, that's what it's called, not coning in. Jeez, I could not remember that for the last hour. Collaring in. So these first movements of collaring in, I'm kind of using this hand position here. As you collar in, your clay is going to get thicker in those spots, so it's important to pull once in a while as well. You can actually feel the clay sort of start to wrinkle and compress on the inside as you collar in. So you need to redistribute that inward as you pull up. Got a little bit of a bump here at the top where I accidentally gouged my finger into it earlier, if you remember that. Real smooth. Alright, so yeah, it's collaring in, making bottles is switching off between 2 different things. You're collaring and then you're pulling, always inward. Collaring and pulling. And as you work, since I'm only working the top part of my pot here, all of this is pretty much done. I'm putting a lot more stress into the clay here. I'm introducing more water, which is hydrating the clay, making it weaker. I'm also pulling and collaring it. I'm pushing it a lot. So just keep in mind, the more you work with the clay, and this goes for any work, or if you're pulling a lot, your clay is going to get weaker and weaker. Now, I could have made these walls a little bit thinner, but just for the demonstration of collaring, I'm trying to move things along here. It's also going to be pretty normal as you're making bottles that your rim is going to be a little bit kind of jumpy or uneven on the height, and that's okay. You can just take your pin tool and cut off the top portion. So this is essentially it. I have the rough bottle shape already. I'm just continuing to collar and pull and shape. But that's generally it. So first thing is leaving a little bit extra up at the top. Second part is collaring. And the third is pulling as you collar. So I actually don't like how long this neck is, so I'll probably end up cutting that off here in a minute. I think it's a little bit more popular right now, and I don't know if I prefer it because it's more popular, but I just like the look of a slightly shorter neck. It's really hard to know what, I mean, obviously there's no really original thought or original idea, but your true preferences on things. You know, how much of that is affected by what, excuse me, like this short head. I probably like it because it's more messy. It's actually not it's getting a little better. Just starts to push it down. So that's not too bad. That's a little short, just too bad too. Still quite thick on the rim. Yeah. I'll just add some more words. I'll get on bottom. Alright, that's good enough now. So I have my jug bottle here. Turn the opposite there, take off the down your foot. Or basically say, smooth out the rim. Take my lid, I'll do it. You need to turn the machine here. Alright, that's good. So I'm going to take this, cut off as much of this excess clay as I can. That's quite a lot. There we have it. Do I keep it or cut it in half? I'd like to keep it. Since it's a demo, yeah, I'd like the demo to be cut in half. I'll cut this one in half. This one's going to be pretty damn sturdy. Quite sturdy. Let's see here. Ooh, that is thick. That's super thick. Well, there you have it. My thick bottle. Follow those techniques and you'll be good. Thank you for tuning in.